Hello, my dear girls. This is some help on Nothin Gonna Stumble My Feet. Hopefully I will make some things easier for you. Remember always to look at which line you are and label that line. Soprano 1s and soprano 2s are sharing a line, so be nice. Soprano 2s will be the bottom note whenever it splits into 2, and then altos, you're on an island by yourself. This measure here with I bina, it is not measure 1 because it doesn't have a full 4 beats. So measure 1 doesn't start until Walkin' with the Lord, okay? You'll continue numbering your measures and all that jazz. When in doubt, always use these boxes or the little numbers at the left-hand side as a guide to help you. This key with 4 flats, remember that the last flat closest to our time signature is going to be Fa. So I'll use this little space here. Fa's on a line, Mi is on a space, Re is on a line, and Do will be on the second space. So we're in the key of A flats. If this is Do, you keep going down. Ti and La will be our starting note for both parts. Okay, when you are going down off the staff and you see these little ledger lines here, these extra lines, be really careful when you're counting. Don't forget about the spaces in between these lines. Something else to make things easier, when you have a tie like this one, or this one, or this one, you only have to write the solfege for the starting note, because now these two are tied together and they're like married and share the last name. So if I'm a first soprano, Do, Re, Do, Mi, and you just have to have one. Or La, Ti, La, Do for the seconds. Or Mi, So, Mi, La. You don't have to write La, La. You just write one. Same thing with the very next note. Now this song is a gospel song, so the rhythms sound really, really syncopated. So you're going to have a lot of these ties. So that would just be one La for the altos, and then you wouldn't start until that tie is over, okay? You'll continue on with that. This is pretty straightforward. No accidentals or anything like that. Right here, this is at measure 16 on page 4. Second sopranos, you're going to do both of these notes. So first sopranos are going to do Mi, and then seconds, go ahead and write T, and then also write C. But see how the T is tied, so just one T and then a C, okay? And then I'll explain who's going to sing which one at a later time. Some of these accidentals on the bottom of page 4. If this is a Fa with a natural, since Fa is flatted, it's basically like a sharp, so that's going to be a Fi. And then same thing with So with the natural, it's going to be a C in this key, and then this is a low C for the altos. Continuing on, this flat on the So is just telling you that it's not C anymore, so you go back to regulars. So you go back to So. When you start to see a bajillion notes, you are only responsible for the big ones. Nobody needs to worry about these little tiny itty bitty notes. We are going to leave those for later. So seconds should be the Do here, and first soprano should be the Mi on top. Okay? So always looking at the big notes. Keep going on this song. There is a key change on page 7. Right at the very end of page 7, right here, where you see the 2 flats and the double bar line, that signifies a key change. So when you turn your page to page 8, your new notes are going to be La for the altos, La for the seconds, and Do for the soprano 1s, because Fa is now on this top space, Mi is on a line, Re is on the third space, and then Do is on the third line, which makes it the key of B flat. Descant, no worrying about the descant for this concert. The descant is going to be saved for those who make top chairs at Region for the Region concert. So at Bush, we are not going to worry about the descant for our concert. Continue on. This should look really similar to earlier in the song, just now in a different key, okay? Altos, same thing down here with the top, with the big notes and the little notes. Only worry about the big notes, no little notes. Okay. Well, what else here? There's some repeats. We'll go through that. Extra notes here. Big notes only, so that means soprano ones. You're way up top here. Woohoo! High notes. And then at the very end, these high notes, see how they're the little ones? We are not doing those high notes. You're just doing the big notes on the top. Okay, girls? If this is confusing, this is probably the most difficult song to solfege out of all the ones that you have, so please shoot me a text or an email or comment on this video on the classroom, and I will try to get back to you to help you as much as I can. But all 3 of your pieces should be done by Tuesday. Have a great weekend.